Some days the world asks more of me than it should. Not because anything catastrophic happened or anything traumatic, or there wasn't a crisis or any kind of even difficult conversation. I just come home and I'm exhausted and feel incredibly depleted. Just because being in a neurotypical world is just hard for me. Some days are harder than others, but it's every single day. And for a long time, I really didn't understand what was going on. I thought maybe there was something wrong with me, or I had some sort of character flaw, that I wasn't measuring up like everybody else, that I didn't have the same skill set that other people did for managing a world where, things happened that I just didn't understand. And then I started to understand my brain and understand that the cost was real. It was just that it was invisible. And that the only way to keep paying it without going completely empty was to be very intentional about how I fill my cup back up. This space is one of the ways that I do that. Spending time with my pets and my characters and being creative and making things for my shop and to help other people. That's all really a big part of in getting my creativity juices going. Today I want to share 5 things that help my AuDHD brain rejuvenate and get fulfilled, and they're not necessarily things that look great on paper. They're not typical wellness pieces of advice, but they're things that work for my brain. And they're not things that I think I should do. They are just things that I know give me great joy. Some of them will surprise you. One is something I actively resist doing, but then when I do it, I feel so much better, and I feel like I've actually accomplished something, which gives me a lot of happiness. One of them is very unproductive, but I will not apologize for it, and it's something that makes a huge difference to me. So stay with me and let's get into it. The first thing on my list is one I have a genuinely complicated relationship with. It's getting ready. Not just throwing on whatever is closest and calling it done. I mean, like actually getting ready. Like doing my hair, putting on clothes that feel intentional, taking the time to look like someone who has their life at least partially together, even on the days when that feels like that's the biggest performance I've ever given. Here's what I know about myself. I hate committing the time. I resist it almost every single morning. My brain does not want to allocate 45 minutes to something that feels unproductive when there are 17 other things competing for my attention in the morning. Emily, the time blindness goblin, has absolutely no interest in standing in front of a mirror when there are these more interesting things happening elsewhere. And then Lily, my executive function gremlin, cannot find the start button for tasks that feel optional. And Rosie, the stress monster that I always have hanging around, is already activated before I have even had coffee, cataloging everything I need to do today and wondering why I am standing here putting on mascara when the to-do list is this long. All 3 of them are working against me at 7 in the morning. And yet, every single time I override the resistance and take that time anyway, I feel better. Not a little better, significantly better. Like I showed up for myself before I showed up for anyone else. Like I made a decision that today matters and that I matter in it. There is something about the ritual of getting ready that signals to my nervous system that this day is worth showing up for, that I am worth showing up for. It is almost like a physical declaration. I exist intentionally today. I chose to be here. For a long time, I thought people who got ready every day just had more discipline than me, or fewer distractions, or a brain that did not argue with them about whether this was a good use of time. Now I understand it differently, and the ritual is the point, not the outcome. Not looking a certain way. It's the act of taking time for yourself before the day takes it from you. This is what gets regulated in your nervous system when you do this consistently. The message lands. You are worth the time. I also want to say something about the sensory piece of getting ready as an AuDHD person because I think it gets skipped over. Clothing matters more for our nervous systems than most people understand. The texture of what you wear is something your body is going to be processing all day. If you start the day in something that feels wrong, too tight, too scratchy, too constraining, your nervous system is managing that input on top of everything else it is managing. That is a hidden cost that adds up. Finding clothes that feel right, that your body can settle into and stop noticing, is not a luxury, it's a nervous system decision. On the days I dress in things that feel good to my body, as well as looking intentional, I am genuinely less depleted by the end of the day. The resistance to getting ready does not go away from me. I still feel it most mornings, but I have learned to do it anyway and to notice how differently everything feels when I do. It is one of the most reliable forms of self-respect I know. Number 2, that is movement. And I know when you are exhausted in the bone-deep way that AuDHD exhaustion feels, adding physical exertion sounds like the worst idea anyone has ever had. But that exhaustion is not physical, it is neurological. It is the cost of running 2 programs simultaneously all day, the one that is actually you and the performance of you that the world expects. And the thing that actually helps neurological exhaustion is not always more rest. Sometimes it is moving your body. When I work out, something shifts, not immediately. The first 10 minutes are often a full argument between my brain and my body, but somewhere in the middle of it, something releases. The nervous system that has been on high alert all day finds a different gear. The thoughts that were spinning start to settle, and my body stops feeling like a problem I am managing and starts feeling like something I actually live in. I have a home gym that matters enormously. The barrier is low. I do not have to navigate a crowded parking lot or manage the sensory experience of a busy gym or decide what to wear in public on top of actually working out. I just walk through a door and I am there. I also have a low-key gym that I do like going to because it has a number of other workout equipment that I just haven't been able to afford on my own. So I kind of mix it up, as well as running and biking, and I do some of that stuff with friends and my husband. I have also historically been an ultra runner, and so exercise and being physical is something that is true to my heart. And it's not just physical work that makes me feel better, it also provides a level of therapy. Number 3 is completely unproductive, and I am not sorry about it at all. Watching funny movies with my husband. Sometimes it's documentaries. Sometimes it does involve a lesson. Sometimes it's drama. But mostly funny movies. You know, the kind where you laugh out loud and quote lines to each other for days afterwards and do not have to feel anything heavy for a couple hours. There is a version of self-care that looks very intentional and productive, and then there is this. 2 people on a couch under a blanket, couple of glasses of wine, and laughing at something ridiculous. For an AuDHD brain that has been performing and processing all day, undemanding connection is one of the most regulated things that exists. I do not have to be interesting. I do not have to monitor what I'm saying. I just get to be next to someone I love and laugh. Co-regulation is a real thing. Your nervous system genuinely settles in the presence of a calm, safe person. Matt is that for me. Being with him in an easy, quiet way fills something that a lot more effortful things do not reach. Funny movies are medicine for me, and I stand by it completely. Number 4. This one is the one that fills my cup the most completely, the one that makes everything else feel sustainable. Being creative. And I want to get really specific about what that means for me, because I think the word creative carries some baggage for people who don't consider themselves artists. If you have been telling yourself that you are not creative because you do not draw or write or play music, I want to offer you a different definition before we go any farther. Creative is anyone who makes something that did not exist before. That is it. It doesn't have to be beautiful. It doesn't have to be art. It just has to be yours. And for me, creativity means making things, physical things I can hold in my hands, things with weight and texture and color that started as an idea and became real because I brought them into existence. The trading cards for my characters, the mini folios, the sticker sheets, the pen pal club packets, the little details that make someone open a piece of mail and feel like they have been seen. When I sit down at my workspace and start cutting and assembling and designing, something happens in my brain that does not happen any other way. The noise quiets. There is a concept, maybe you've heard of it. It's called flow, that state of deep absorption where you are completely present. Time loses its normal texture, and you are operating at full capacity without effort. AuDHD brains are particularly gifted at accessing flow. It's genuinely one of our superpowers. We can go very, very deep when something captures us. Millie, the hyper-focused dragon, lives in this space. When she locks onto a creative project, she is completely in it. The rest of the world fades. The executive function struggles that make starting so hard in other contexts do not exist here, because the task itself is generating that dopamine that Lily usually has to manufacture from somewhere else. This is important to understand about AuDHD brains. We are not attention deficit, we are interest-based. We are dopamine regulated. When something genuinely captures us, the focus is not just available, it is extraordinary. The same brain that cannot start a routine task without enormous effort can spend 4 hours on a creative project and look up genuinely surprised that it has been that long. That is not a character inconsistency. That is exactly how the brain is wired. And for me, knowing that, understanding that creative work is not an indulgence, but a legitimate neurological need, changed how I protect this time. I stopped treating it as something I get to do when everything else is done, because everything else is never done. There is always something else. I started treating it as something I do because my brain requires it to function. There is something else I want to say about the specific kind of creative work I do that makes it especially filling. It is made for someone. The trading card I'm cutting, the tracker I'm assembling, the sticker sheets I'm designing, all of it is going to end up in someone's hands. Someone who's going to open a piece of mail and find something that was made with them specifically in mind. Something that says, you are seen. Your brain is not broken. Your characters have names, and they have always been here with you. If you would like to support that work, please go visit my shop at InsideThePickleJar.com. And you can find all of these creative expressions that I have put out there specifically with neurodivergent people in mind. It would really support my work and support me and the podcast and the YouTube channel that I do. So if you visit and you look at all these things, you can see that when I'm doing this and how I feel about it and that I'm doing it for other people, that really transforms the creative process. It is not just making for making's sake. It is making as a form of care. Creativity as a love language, if you want to think about it that way. And the combination of those two things, the deep neurological relief of flow state and the warmth of knowing that what I am making matters to someone, that is about as full as my cup gets. I want to say one more thing about this before we move on. The characters in the cabinet that sit behind me, Emily and Lily and Rosie and Millie and Eleanor and Little T, They started as an idea I had about how to help neurodivergent adults understand themselves without shame, and they became something I make physical versions of. Trading cards and stickers and trackers, eventually a snail mail packet that will arrive at people's doors. The act of making them is creative, but the act of sharing them is the whole point of everything I do in this space. If you have not met them yet, their shop is in the description. Emily's waiting for you, and I would love for you to visit. And if you find stickers or things that you would enjoy having in your life, know that it helps support me and the podcast and the YouTube channel. So this last one on my list, number 5, is the one that looks least like self-care and probably the most like work. I fill my cup by solving technical problems, learning how new tools work, figuring out how to make systems more efficient, sitting with a complicated technical problem long enough to find an elegant solution. I know it doesn't sound like a spa day, but here's what I want you to understand. AuDHD brains are often described in terms of their deficits. The disorganization, the time blindness, the inconsistent executive function. What gets talked about less is the pattern recognition, the systems thinking, the capacity to go deep on something complex and come out on the other side having genuinely mastered it. This is where Millie shows up again. When something technical captures her, she does not stop until she understands it completely. And the moment of understanding, the moment when a complicated thing clicks into place and suddenly makes sense, that releases something in my brain that genuinely feels good, like a reward my nervous system was waiting for. I'm pretty technical. I pick up new tools quickly, and I get deep satisfaction from efficiency, from finding the better way to do something, from making a system work smarter than it did before, or like setting up my Cricut to cut more precisely, building out a subscription-based system, figuring out the right workflow for getting content from filming to publishing without it costing me 3 hours of frustration. These things energize me in a way that more passive activities do not. That is not a flaw. That is exactly how I am built. And giving myself permission to honor it, to spend time on the technical side of things, without apologizing for how much I enjoy it, fills something up. So that's it. Those are my 5 things. Getting ready, even when I resist it. Moving my body, even when I'm tired. Laughing with my husband and not apologizing for how unproductive it may look. Making things in this studio with characters that have been in my brain longer than they've had names. And sitting with technical problems until they actually make sense. None of these would have made a conventional self-care list. I have learned that finding what works for your brain, not what looks like a good thing on a wellness checklist or what looks like help for anybody else, but what actually works for your brain, that is the whole work. Your nervous system has its own requirements and your brain has its own needs. The jar exists to help you find those things. Free guide is in the description. 4 things I need the people in my life to know about how my brain works. Go grab it and share it and know that you are perfect the way you are. Please like, subscribe, share, drop in a comment and let me know what your 5 things are. I would love to hear anything that you have to offer, and I think the rest of the community would too. Be gentle with yourself, pickle friend, and I'll see you next time inside the pickle jar.